This week's cheese platter is called A Time to Give Thanks. With the rough year that all of us have had, we thought it would be time to enjoy some good cheese and really reflect on surviving this year and the positive things that are ahead. So we've picked 4 of our favorite cheeses that maybe we haven't eaten during the summer or fall because of other fresh things. And we think that they would really impart some great flavors and go really well with everything else you might be serving. We started with the Edel de Claron. It is a Brie, but it comes from the Comté region of France instead of the Brie region. This has a little more flavor. It's modeled after the very famous cheese called Vacherin Mont d'Or. So it has the spruce bark lining around the outside here. That imparts a little more earthy, woodsy flavor to it. This cheese is got an enormous amount of flavor, but never gets that ultra stinky strong that sometimes the camemberts or a very ripe Brie might. It's got a beautiful texture, kind of velvety, kind of semi-firm where it will bulge, but it never truly just runs across the table. The rind is a little firmer and a little meatier than some of the regular Bries as well. It's also a little stronger in flavor. This cheese is wonderful left out and paired with perhaps dried fruits like cranberries and almonds. It also, if you wanted to cook with it or bake it, it would make the best baked Brie you could ever imagine. Just remember not to eat the spruce on the outside. Next is Croton Poivre. Looking at this, you would think maybe it's an Italian pecorino, but it's not. It's a French goat cheese. As you can see, it has whole black peppercorns dispersed throughout. That imparts a little bit of spice when you bite into that, but really you would think this cheese would be kind of strong and goaty, but it's not. It's got a really nice sweetness to it that pairs and kind of contrasts lovely with the peppercorns to kind of create this surge of flavors in your mouth, so to speak. The rind is nice and rustic from the aging process, perhaps a little salty, and you might want to avoid that, but the inside paste is wonderful. If you have any leftovers, this grates beautifully into a salad or even onto pasta. Include it with a little bit of fresh basil and arugula, and it's really a good pairing. The next cheese in our favorite to give thanks collection is the Vigneron, loosely translated the winemakers. It is a Swiss cheese. Oftentimes people think Swiss cheeses all have holes in them and are sliced on sandwiches, but really the Swiss make a lot of wonderful artisan cheeses. It is washed in red wine, which imparts a little bit of sweetness and fruitiness to it. That pairs wonderfully with the raw milk complexity that comes with it, as well as that nutty, perhaps slightly earthy sharpness that also comes from the traditional Gruyères or mountain tome styles of Switzerland. So it's a great pairing between the two. It also will melt wonderfully if you're a fondue fan. This is a nice addition to your fondue, perhaps to spice it up a little bit. Next is one of the most visually stunning and recognizable cheeses on our counter. It's called Huntsman. It comes from England. It's a layering of double Gloucester and Stilton. So you have a little bit of like a cheddar style cheese, creamy, slightly sharp and earthy, paired with a lovely crumbly blue cheese that isn't too strong, but definitely has a little stronger flavor. This is a flavor profile that combined that you will never forget the flavors of it. It's really good if you shave it or can cut it so that you get both layers to try them together for the pairing. It also looks great on a platter and is very versatile whether you want to use it for lunch or will pair great as an after dinner cheese with some port perhaps. So with the 4 of these, you'll enjoy some great cheeses and certainly give you another reason to give thanks for all the good things.